Alright, this is an introduction to what you guys are going to be doing on Monday and Tuesday of next week. We're going to be dealing with what we call matrices. They look like this right here. Everything can be done in the calculator. I'm going to show you guys how to do it in the calculator. So students will perform operations using matrices. The dimensions of a matrix is row by column. So when I look at this, there's 1, 2 rows, 1, 2 columns. So this would be a 2 by 2. This one is 1, 2 rows, 1 column. This would be a 2 by 1. Okay, so matrices can be added or subtracted only if the dimensions of the matrices are the same. I'll show you what happens when they're not. Matrices can be multiplied if or only if the number of columns in the first matrix is equal to the number of rows in the second. Again, if you're doing it in the calculator, it's not going to matter. The calculator is going to tell you whether you can do it or not. All right, so we want to find each of the following for A equals this, B equals this, and C equals that one. All right, so we're going to add A and B first. So let's go to our calculators. If you open up this one here, again, it's the one next to the book. It has a 2 by 2 here, it has a 1 by 2 here, a 2 by 1 here, but you probably want to use this one. This is the one that you can adjust to be whatever you want it to be. Okay, so when I hit that, it's going to ask me how many rows, how many columns. Well, right now I have a 2 by 2. Okay, use these arrows here, increase the 2, 2, okay, and then I'm going to put in what they have. So 16, 2, they have -9 here and 8 here. Then I want to add another 2 by 2. So we're going to come back here, hit enter. We want to decrease this to 2, decrease that to 2, and hit OK. Alright, so then we have -4, -1, and we have -3 and -7. Then you hit enter. And so it gives you 12, 1, -12, 1. So here, the answer to this is 12, 1, -12, 1. So now I want to try to subtract B and C. So let's come back. So B is this one, C is that one. So we come back here. We again want a 2 by 2. And this is the -4, -1, -3, -7. And we're going to subtract from that. So what did I say here? This is a 2 by 1, right? So if we come over here, we want a 2. So we want 2 rows. We want 1 column. And it's 8 and 6. And what it tells you is the dimension mismatch. In other words, we can't do this one. It's not defined. I said that they had to be the same to add or subtract them. They're not. So we can't do that one. So this one here would be undefined. Alright, we can't do it. But B minus A we can. So we're going to take this minus that. So my suggestion would be to copy this down, or you can just get practice with it. And what we have here is we're switching them. So this is -4, -1, -3, -7. Then I believe that it was what, 16 and 2. And then -9 and 8. And so we get this. Oh, it's minus, not plus. Take that back. We're not adding, we're subtracting. And so we get negative 20, negative 3, 6, negative 15. So right here, with the subtraction, we get negative 20, negative 3, 6, negative 15. All right, real simple. All right, in this case, to be honest with you, I'm going to make this real easy. Whenever you're multiplying, you just multiply them in. Not going to, you can still do it in the calculator, so 5 times r, or 5 times this. So if we put it in the calculator, it's 5, and then I want a matrix that is what? 2 by 3, right? So we come over here, we want a 2 row, 3 column matrix. So that's negative 12, 8, and 6, negative 16, 4, and 19. And we get negative 60, 40, 30, negative 80, 20, 95. So we get negative 60, 40, 30, negative 80, 20, 95. All right, same thing would apply here. So it's negative 4 times b minus 3 times a. So that's going to be negative 4. B is a 2 by 2. So we want 2 rows, 2 columns. We have negative 4, negative 8. We have 2, negative 3, minus 3 times a. So again, this is a 2 by 2. So 2, 2, and we're now got negative 9, 12, and 2, negative 6. And that gives me 43, negative 4, and negative 14, 30. So 43, negative 4, negative 14, 30. All right, multiplying works the same basic way. So I'm going to do this one problem with you guys. So we got 6 times negative, or we got 6, negative 3, negative 10, 2, multiplying this by that. So again, we want a 2 by 2. So 6, negative 3, negative 10, negative 2. And then we have another 2 by 2, so times another 2 by 2, which is negative 5, negative 4, 3, 3. And when we multiply them, that's what we get. So we have negative 39, negative 33. And we have 44, 34. All right, so complete the problem set with this. On Monday, we'll start solving systems with this, which are going to make systems a whole lot easier. So make sure you are paying attention to solving systems by matrices. Make sure you're working really hard those 2 days. I'll be up here Wednesday, next Wednesday after school for tutoring. So be here if you need the extra help.